Hey guys, what's going on? It's your big dreamer and doer, G Dinero, coming to you today on Friday to break down the trade. Today, it's the Invest Answers NVDA December 17th, 2027, $100 synthetic long. But first, remember, none of this is tax, financial, legal, investment advice. It's your buddy G Dinero helping you increase your financial literacy to help put you and your family on that path to financial freedom. So with no further ado, let's jump right in. So here's the trade alert that came out yesterday. And Invest Answers said over the years, he's closely monitored NVIDIA and established a position in 2022 at an effective post-split price of approximately $16. NVIDIA has consistently demonstrated strong performance, particularly as a leader in AI-driven innovations. Among the Magnificent Seven, he ranks Tesla as number one and NVIDIA a close second. Well, yesterday when he placed this trade, so on 4/3 or April 3rd, it was at $102. So when it was at $102, he decided to double down on his NVIDIA position and sold 80% of it back for around $135 or $140 a while back. So now he's deciding to get back in to grab a percentage of that back today. So he sold 80% of his previous position at $135 to $140 and today doubled what was left. So 20% of what he had before, he added another, let's say 20% to it today. The entry was the December 2027 calls at the $100 strike price and then also selling the December 2027 $100 puts. Net debit was $12.60, break even $112.60 by December 2027, and the number of days to expiration is 988. It's close to 3 years before this thing expires. BTO stands for buy to open, STO stands for sell to open, and he said the valuation is good. The chart shows support at the $101 psychological level. Seeing an IADSS flash on the 4-hour, mean reversion's been lit up for a while and the trend has not turned yet. So let me dig in and show you what I see on the technicals. This is on a 4-hour chart of NVIDIA. And what I see on the chart, if you look at where the yellow arrow is, that's where James went in yesterday, or Invest Answers went in yesterday at that $100 level. He said it was around 101, 102 at the time. Today, NVIDIA dropped down below the 61.8% fib level. So one would have thought that that would be very strong support, but what you'll note is back in late July and early August, we actually wicked down to almost the $90 level. Today we're sitting right around $95. So I see what he sees on the mean reversion. If you look at the bottom part of the graph, you'll see that we're in that green mean reversion zone, but we still haven't printed that giant green mean reversion dot yet. The one that'll be below the kind of the solid green line at the bottom of the green zone there that you see. So for me, I'd like to see that green mean reversion dot print. It'll probably print somewhere around the $90 to $95 range would be the price of NVIDIA at the time. You'll note that we are well out of or well below the long-term linear regression channel that we had been in up until the beginning of March. We dropped out of it, back into it for a little while in March, and in April, we've just been completely out of the long-term linear regression channel. The short-term one that I outlined from about the beginning of January there, we've just been going down, and we're at the bottom edge of that short-term linear regression channel. So anything below the midline of the linear regression channel looks to be a good entry. So good timing on the entry yesterday at 100. Today, doing a 95 synthetic long, even better timing per what I'm seeing on the charts. We would have never known that yesterday. Yesterday, it was looking like it was going to support on that 61.8 fib level. Next fib level down's at 82.28. You never want to say never or say impossible. But unlikely we go down that far, but anywhere around $90, I could see that happening again today or tomorrow. Today. Today's Friday. But today and depends on what happens over the weekend, but potentially Monday. It depends on how well received these tariffs are received, and as well how well people understand them, I guess, at the end of the day. So let's break down James's trade, though. IA sold, InvestAnswer sold the December 17th, 2027 NVIDIA $100 put for $25 a share. That's me estimating it based on what the pricing was yesterday around the time that he put out his trade alert. So he collected $2,500. He collected $25. He sold the put, and he needed $10,000 to collateralize the put due to the assignment risk. In case the other party decides to assign their shares to him, 100 shares at $100 a share is $10,000. So he needs to have that in some form of collateral, either cash or margin available in his account. The second half of the trade is that he bought the December 17th, 2027 NVIDIA $100 call for $37.60, meaning he spent $3,760. So he collected $2,500, spent $3,760, resulting in a net debit of $12.60 a share, or around $1,260. This makes his break even $112.60 a share by December of 2027. That is calculated by taking the strike price, 100, plus the $12.60 premium or net debit that he spent today on this trade. This is what it looks like in Optionstrat when you put it into Optionstrat, and you'll note that the maximum loss is $11,260. What that is assuming when we look at what this max loss is here, that's assuming that NVIDIA goes to zero between now and December 17, 2027, and that he gets assigned the shares, the put gets assigned. He buys 100 shares at $100 a share, spends $10,000 plus the $1,260 he spent up front, and he loses the entire investment. The likelihood of that is very, very slim, but you have to put up there what the max risk is. Instead, what if it closed at, let's say, $90 a share between now and then? He would end up getting, the call would expire worthless. He'd end up getting assigned the 100 shares at $100 a share on the put side of things, so he'd have to cough up another $10,000. And again, if the share price, the current share price of NVIDIA at that hypothetical time in the future is $90, then they would only be worth $9,000. So he would be down already $2,260 at that point. Okay, does that make sense? He spent $1,260 up front. He'd spend $10,000 on shares that were only worth $9,000, so he'd already be $2,260 in the hole if it's at $90. If it doubles in price, so from where I took this snapshot at the time, NVIDIA was $95.83. So a double on that would be approximately $192 a share. If it doubles from here between now and December 17, 2027, that contract is worth $92 a share. That's calculated by the put expiring worthless at that point, and the call being worth the quote face value of the call, which is, or the intrinsic value, $192 share price. You have a $100 call option. The difference between the two is $92 a share, or $9,200. That's what you would be able to sell this contract for. That would result in a $7,940 profit when you deduct the $1,260 debit up front. Okay, so I hope all that makes sense. Of course, you could let the put expire worthless and turn around and exercise the call side of things. Exercising would mean coming to the table with an additional $10,000 in this case. That would make your total cost basis on those 100 shares and taking possession of the shares. And that would make your total cost basis on those shares $10,000 for exercising the call, plus the $1,260 debit up front, or $112.60 a share. Now you see where the break even comes from. So I hope you found mad value in this today, guys. If you did, make sure you book a course with me or an individual appointment at www.gdenarocoaching.com. I have helped hundreds, like almost 600 people right now, learn options, and I can help you learn them as well. Make sure you like this video. Comment below. What did you like best? What did you learn in this video? And what would you like to see more of? And make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you see more videos like mine and like others in the future. So again, this is G Dinero helping you increase your financial literacy to help set you and your family on that path to financial freedom. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.